Is it really a good idea to start a radio silence? Are you risking to lose your ex? Are you actually increasing your chance to get back together? This is what we're going to see. This is what we're going to answer, whether your ex will forget you if you do in radio silence. Before I move on, just to remind you that you can subscribe. It's totally free, it's anonymous, and you get notified anytime I post a new video. You can comment and share with me your story, ask me any question, I will reply. And you can take the quiz to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. It takes 2 minutes to complete. I left the link in the first comment of the video. So let's start with the notion of letting go. Are you the kind of person who is willing to let go? And I wanted to share, to use the image of Frozen, but I didn't because I would end up singing the song anyway. Letting go, so I've used this trustful image. And so are you the kind of person who would be resistant to let go and bend backward and drop and wait for people to catch you? Or would you be happy to go for it? And the reason it's important to understand is exactly the same principle when it comes to radio silence. You have to let go. You have to accept, basically. To accept that you don't see the other person anymore, to accept that you can't control him or her. Because at the end of the day, there's only one person you can control, it's him. I have kids, I can't control them, I have to accept it. You can control your parents, you can control your wife, you can control your husband, you can control your kids. The only person you can control is yourself. And this is what you have to understand right now, is to have to let go. They took that decision to break up. You have to accept and let go. And we'll see afterwards what's going on in their mind. In their mind, we're going to start with the release phase. And again, I chose really wisely this image. In this movie, Home Alone, as soon as he realized that he's alone without his parents, he can do anything he wants. And he's, you know, pick up a Playboy, does whatever he wants. And it's going to be the same for your ex. This phase is about between 2 and 10 days, and they're going to be so happy. They're going to be able to do anything they like. They're going to be able to, I don't know, eat chips in the bed, watch Netflix, play video games, anything you hate, you know, you hate that they were doing that, they will do it. So that's the release phase. Good thing it's only 2 to 10 days. Because it's sort of the honeymoon phase after a breakup. The third phase is the withdrawal phase. A little bit when you want to stop smoking or when you're a drug addict and you stop really brutally, then you have this withdrawal syndrome. They'll be at home, watching TV, I don't know, anything, washing the dishes, making the bed, whatever, and it's gonna remind them of your routine, remind them of your daily habits. They're gonna realize that they might have been hard with you. They're gonna realize actually your quality, because the thing is, and I mentioned that a lot, is that brain remembers only good memories. When you look back at your, I don't know, maybe your first job, or maybe if you're a student, your first lesson in math or whatever, you would often only remember the good memories, the laugh with the colleagues, I don't know, you know, the coffee breaks, things like that. You would forget that your boss was really difficult, that your clients were really difficult, the hard times, and even the hard times when you think about it like a really difficult client or difficult boss, when you look back, it's not that bad. You'll reflect and actually have a smile most of the time when you think about those memories. It's going to be the same for your ex. I'm not saying that all of your relationship was like on a cloud of heaven and doing great things 100% of the time. But whenever you had these fights, these arguments, the things that they hate about you, I don't know, not picking up your socks in the laundry, all these kind of things, when they look back with distance, would they be really angry about these socks that you left on the floor or not? They're gonna actually realize that, is it really important? Well, no, and that's the beauty of radio silence. It's gonna really, really, really make those bad memories distant in their mind, and they're gonna remember the happy memories you had together, the sex, the holidays, the great time you spent together, everything you built together. The fourth one is the rebound relationship, and again, I chose this image really wisely. I didn't know, I did some research. Scarlett Johansson and Sean Penn dated. And he's basically her rebound relationship. She, after her divorce, she basically dated Sean Penn. It's a very odd couple. It didn't last long, obviously. That's the thing you have to remember here. They date someone not based on strong foundation, on strong values that they share together. Sometimes they will pick the first person they see. Sometimes they just want to boost their ego and have someone to feel that they still got it. Sometimes, they need to go elsewhere. And this is in your favor. This is in your favor because the way they would choose this rebound relationship has nothing to do with what you built together. In other words, in this rebound relationship, of course they'll be happy at the beginning. Of course they'll have great time, maybe you have sex, maybe you have great sex. It doesn't really matter because it's not going to last. Because after a few weeks, they're going to realize with the routine, with living together or sharing moments together, they're going to naturally compare this rebound relationship with yourself. And this is where you have to be smart. This is where you have to listen to the next tip. Because whenever they're going to compare you, they're going to compare you with that person who has a lot of flaws, who is not perfect, with you, who built lots of things together, who were madly in love. And maybe the things that didn't work at this time when they compare things, because all the bad memories disappeared, they're just gonna have to compare those things with this rebound relationship. And this is where you have, I'm gonna cover that next, this is where you have to be strong. Being strong, number 5, be strong. You know how to wait, it's the whole thing. Respect the radio silence. They decided to break up with you, you accept the decision, you're grown up, you accept, you have the patience. You're not gonna recover that love in a snap of a finger. It doesn't take 5 minutes, it doesn't take 5 days, sometimes it takes 5 months, it doesn't matter. It's the love of your life. You have to accept that this process can be long. It doesn't mean that the longer the better, but sometimes it takes time. You have to respect it. And you always use this image of the cake being cooked in the oven. If you want to cook it quicker than the recipe, it's gonna burn, it's not gonna be good. You have to respect the timing and things. If they are in a rebound relationship, let them have that rebound relationship. Let them have fun with that person. Soon enough, they realize that they made a mistake. Each day that passes increases the attraction to the other. Each day without you will increase that fear of missing out, will increase their insecurity, because they're going to compare every day their situation with the happy memories you had together. It is so important, you have to understand that. And therefore, when they compare, they need to compare with someone who's strong, someone who has an exciting life. And that's what I do a lot with my clients, is I really help them focus on themselves. Of course, I help them tailoring messages and emails, but it's mostly about what they should be doing right now to build that strong image, to build that ideal where the X will be driven to. Key takeaways: if you are following my channel because you are smart, you have all the knowledge to make the right decisions, so continue following my channel. Anyway, that's what I mean. And yes, radio silence works. I know it's scary, I know it sounds like a bit counterintuitive, but it does work. And stay strong. If you need any help, if you want a sidekick to keep you stronger, a little bit like professional sports people, they have coach, get in touch with me. I left a link as well. If you want to have a chat, 15 minutes, it's totally free. More than happy to help. Sometimes just one sentence can change the whole thing. Take care.